right, we're just setting up for the next round. I believe it's going to be between Jack. Yes, people leaving things in the commentary booth. We've got Dylan Kikawa and Chris Addy. Dylan on Alarin and Chris on Pox. In this matchup, I would say that Chris is definitely ahead. Smallpox just brutalizes Alarin. Alarin's trying to combo off by resolving a 4-mana enchantment. Here in the box with me, I've got Lachlan Saunders. This is Shane Swoboda commentating the top 8 of Canberra's Legacy League. Lachlan, how do you feel about this matchup?
I feel like it's basically over now. I just can't see Dylan getting to 4 mana at all. If he gets a Tinderwall into the turn 2 Alarin...
Doesn't play Tinderwall.
That's unfortunate.
He plays Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I just can't see him doing anything. Maybe he has enough shitty dudes in his deck to get there, but I very much doubt it. Especially leading with Underground Sea. That's not a land I wanna play in Alarin a lot.
It's a very nice Underground Sea, though.
It's a very nice Underground Sea
because it's my Underground Sea.
Yeah. I think. So what's in Chris's hand? We can see that obviously the Wasteland go and just try to exhaust him on resources here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dylan just needs to look. Dylan needed to leave with the Deathrite Shaman there. That's what he needed.
Yeah, just to get the Alarin out as quickly as
he needed to run like land Deathrite Shaman. Chris then follow up with a Coiling Oracle to block an Innocent Blood effect, so he'd have Deathrite Shaman next turn. I mean, it's just so bad. And Chris was worried, by the way. I had a chat with Chris before this matchup, and he was like, "How do I do with Alarin?" It's like, you don't. It doesn't resolve.
Alarin is never going to get cast against you if you're doing things correctly. I mean,
I do feel that Chris's build is pretty weak. I mean, I don't like Sinkholes in the main, but Sinkholes in the main are going to molest Dylan.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to have a good time. Especially with double waste, like it just puts such a huge strain on his resources.
Yeah. How do you feel about the other matchup we've got coming? We've got Counterbalance versus Bant coming up. What are your thoughts?
I think that's going to be pretty interesting. True Name is obviously a very important card, as well as another reliquary. As long as you can get to those important 3-drops, I think...
and we all know 3 is where the Counterbalance deck has problems.
Yeah, exactly.
I really want to see the Alarin deck play Counterbalance in the final, because Alarin with a resolved Counterbalance is just funny.
It is. It's a nightmare. I've played that matchup, and you're like, oh god, it's just so annoying.
Just die.
I think the therapy
on Smallpox? He doesn't have a ritual for Lilies, so I think you name Smallpox here.
Maybe even Sinkhole. Oh, Smallpox is probably the most important card here, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't look on the blind. Shit, okay. Hopefully he named Smallpox. Yes,
yeah,
he named Smallpox! Victory!
Oh, and he got one. He's got double Innocent Blood. My goodness. If
you play Deathrite Shaman, you just flash back the therapy and name Innocent Blood, whatever. Ripping a ritual here and casting Nethervoid would be really bad. That would be spicy. I don't think Alarin has a good time with the resolved Nethervoid on the table.
Dylan does have a Force of Will in hand, as well as a Recruiter. And
well, let's have a look at his hand right now. We got Dreamstalker, Recruiter. We got a Force of Will, Intuition,
Cavern Harpy. Oh man, we're going to take that Cavern Harpy. We're going to put in.
Take that, baby girl.
I think.
Look, I don't think it's relevant. I mean, we've got the main deck Witness. I think the card to take here is actually Intuition.
Cut down the blue card, so he has to pitch the Dreamstalker to the Force.
Yeah, and Intuition is a card that gives him a lot of flexibility. I mean, he can get lands, he can get a therapy pile.
Yeah.
You can also Intuition for Force, which is always a very difficult. Please, for God's sake, don't take the Dreamstalker.
He can cast it. I mean, I think taking the Cavern Harpy here is definitely a perfectly reasonable play.
I feel like Cavern Harpy is irrelevant. I mean, like, if you had a Coiling Oracle or a Shardless Agent that you were twiddling with Cavern Harpy, I mean, sure, but, like, you're not doing anything with the card.
Yeah.
I mean, the choice is Intuition or Imperial Recruiter, but really, it's just Intuition. We're just having a bit of trouble here, though.
I think it's definitely going to be pretty difficult. I mean, when we're considering what's in Chris's hand,
Chris has a weak hand, but
yeah,
Dylan needs to start ripping brainstorms, ponders, or lands. One of
Yeah,
the three. I mean, if
definitely.
he rips look hypothetically, if he takes the harpy and Dylan rips a land, he's going to end of turn.
Intuition for triple Alarin, and then
Yeah,
hopefully
and
rip a
win.
land. Yeah,
I
win.
think he's
Yeah.
taken force.
He can't take force. It's an Inquisition.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I was like, why,
Yeah,
why is that over there?
Yeah, because he can't take it.
I'm just not used to people playing Inquisition in Legacy. It's like, why is that not a thought seize?
We were talking about the Leonin Arbiter effect earlier because
What did he take, by the way? He took the Intuition.
he
He made the right play.
and
Oracle. Oh, look at the land! Yes!
That's pretty good.
And now he's got an engine with his Cavern Harpy.
Yeah. Albeit a pretty slow one. I don't think he's got an engine though, because I can.
Oh, look, he misplayed there. He should have therapied out the Bloods, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I think so.
Yeah.
Oh man, Curse Scroll. We're one land away here from a Nether Void, and that's.
Oh, he should have taken it. Well, he's got a counter spell.
Yeah.
Void, whatever. Nether Void is like him.
I think if you can avoid playing the Urborg, I would, because it turns that fetch land on. Yeah, I like Liliana here.
Oh dear. What do you do?
Yeah, you just can't let that just.
Is he just playing open? Like,
he got therapied, so
yeah,
they're both just playing open.
Okay. Liliana resolves. You got a few turns to pitch irrelevant things. I think you pitch the Cavern Harpy here first, because you can always witness it back. Don't please, just Oh, I wish he therapied there, either the Innocent Bloods or the Nether Void. I mean, that was a very weak play. If one option he's got here to fight through the Lily is he could Recruiter, hardcast the Recruiter, use the Recruiter to take out the Nether Void, and then get another Recruiter with the Recruiter. So you if you don't have a play there, that's just fine, because you're not actually, you're just getting rid of a card you don't like. I mean, a lot of people view play Alarin more linearly than they should.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to kind of look at situations as a puzzle.
Yeah, and sometimes it's very, very correct to just play out your crappy dudes and not hold them back. Like Recruiter does attack and block, so.
It's just a 3 to cast. Thought Seize that replaces itself.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
that's all right.
I play that card.
Yeah. 2 in a red as well.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Please do it.
So I think we've got a Death Rod Shaman here.
Yeah, but we don't play the Death Rod Shaman because he's got Innocent Blood.
Yeah.
Innocent Blood is bad.
No, he doesn't have Innocent Blood anymore. They're both in very bad.
Okay.
He cast.
I'm not following it properly. Lazy me.
Yeah, he cast one and then discarded the other. So
just for people at home, by the way, we're looking at this on a screen, maybe as big as putting out both our hands together. So if you look away for a second, you don't actually notice things that have happened.
Everything changes. He said go.
Oh, I hate my life.
He has to force a will.
Yeah, but he's lost the Dreamstalker, so he's got to pitch Harpy.
Yeah.
Fucking misplay!
Oh my god, that's pretty unfortunate. Really.
I hate seeing plays like that. It really,
like he can't let it resolve. So I don't know what he's thinking.
And he shouldn't have discarded the Dreamstalker.
Yeah,
Did he discard the Dreamstalker to the Lily?
Yeah.
Well, he's just lost. He just decided to lose the game. Great, good on you.
Yeah, now you have to win manually, and he has a Curse Scroll. Like, this is just not going to end.
See, the worst part about this is going to come to me after the event and just say, "Man, the deck you let me is shocking."
Yeah, it just wasn't good enough, man.
Yeah, just couldn't do it. Like, I got Nether Voided.
Yeah,
couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, just couldn't do anything. Oh, man.
Look, he does have an answer to Nether Void, but it costs 6 now.
Yeah,
Traxxas Alchemist. I mean,
and he needs another permanent play, and that's man, shock him and then see you later. I don't know why this game is still going on at this point. I guess he's just seeing cards. He could get to 7 mana, I guess.
I guess recruiting for recruiting and flashing it back with therapy isn't an obvious line of play. I mean, I've played this deck a lot. I'm not sure how much Dylan's been practicing with it. It's just
Jacob mentioned earlier that he did play it throughout the league, so he obviously has some experience with the deck. But then again,
I guess it's always disappointing when you look at these games, and they're quite close games, and then they get determined by like very obvious errors. No. Oh, well, I mean, Dylan took advantage of Dafford's errors last round, so I guess it's only
Yeah,
fair that it
fair
bounces back on him this round. So Lily's just going to slowly roll up. This game will pointlessly carry on.
Yeah,
over
I think
8 turns.
I don't know if I like ultimating here. It's just a stone rain, which may actually be important. But
Is he going to try and do something
I don't
here?
know. Like he can't cast anything. So I don't know
What
what
are you doing?
He's cracking-
Simeon Spirit Guide Brainstorm.
He's gonna crack a fetch for some reason. I don't know why.
Well done.
He can't cast anything. I don't know.
I don't think he realizes what Nether Void does.
Yeah.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. He doesn't even know what the card does.
I think maybe he's just floating mana.
What?
Floating mana, so that
He can force of will.
he can force it or something.
Okay.
Well, he's just going to go to combat at this point, but yeah, yeah. I just think that this was not an optimal play.
No, I mean,
And I think he gives Chris not enough credit here.
the disappointing thing is Dylan had enough of a chance to actually beat Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very hard matchup for Alarin, but Chris was effectively naked after Dylan managed to therapy out the smallpox. And if Dylan played
Oh wow.
less greedily and actually saw the line of play with the recruiter, he could have gotten away with winning this game. Without the Nether Void, Chris would have been drawing just absolute rubbish.
Yeah, definitely.
Lockie's crush keeps on peeking into the commentary booth. I don't think she can get enough of seeing Lockie.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, when you're a famous Magic personality, sometimes you have to deal with some crazy fans. But I feel like Dylan should probably just concede here. I mean, I guess they're not timed, so there's no reason to.
But the longer this game goes on, the more the bigger the chance we have of finding out creative ways of insulting him and attacking his credibility.
True, yeah.
I'm very glad that he scooped there.
I mean, I was running out of insults where I have to go to.
Now, boarding is interesting. I mean, Chris's main is good enough against Dylan anyway. I mean, we have seen some very interesting sideboards. So he's going to board in Surgical Extraction and Engineered Play.
If he knows the beast.
It's quite funny, actually. I had someone Engineered Play.
We can see here that Dylan has addressed himself as Scrub, as he understands.
Yeah.
He knows what he's done wrong.
He knows. Very good.
That's good. Not a lot of players have the ability to learn from their mistakes.
Yeah. I've had someone Engineered Plague me when I was an Alarin named Bird.
Yeah.
And you just think, what of it?
Yeah, like, Bird is fine because Cabin Harpy, for those of you at home that don't know, Cabin Harpy is in fact a beast.
That looks like a bird.
It's got wings, it flies,
and it's a beast.
But it's a beast.
Surgical is nasty here. The old Thoughtseizes use Surgical, your Alarin. It's just going to cause tears.
Do you think the Abyss is worth it?
No, doesn't do anything. What do we have? What do we have from the Alarin deck? I mean, I don't even think you have anything to board in there.
Yeah,
it's just a weak matchup, and you're going to have a bad time.
Look at the board here. We've got Fear and Macabre.
Look, again, against a more traditional, against one of the newer builds that was running a Loam and Tomb package, you'd probably board in Fairy Macabre, but here you're just hitting Nether Spirit, so who cares?
I think maybe Abrupt Decay, because you can get it through the Nether Void.
Can't attack it.
You can't hit Nether Void, but you can kill the permanents that actually kill you, like Liliana, Nether Spirit, Curse Scroll.
So it's a shame Carpet of Flowers isn't like...
Yeah, isn't not doing much.
You can have carpets on top of swamps. Like, I mean, you can have a carpet of flowers on top of a swamp. It makes perfect sense to me.
I mean, one of the
call the flavor judge, somebody.
Yeah. Definitely Harmonic Sliver as an option here.
Yeah. So, Harmonic Sliver, I mean, is probably the only thing worth boarding in, but, almost you just want to leave it as is. Hi, guys. Coming back to Lachlan Saunders and Shane Swoboda in the commentary booth at Good Games in Canberra for the Canberra Legacy League Top 8.
So we're sitting here in the storeroom. We've got Sphinx of the Steel Wind behind us. Pretty tight quarters, but...
That's how Lockie likes it.
Yeah, that's how I like it. We're definitely making good use of the generosity Good Games has shown us. Brad
is doing a wonderful job down here in Canberra.
Yep.
doing a lot of work to support the community. So we're really happy that even though these may not be the most
luxurious or ideal quarters, we're definitely making it work.
Great setup here. So we're back into game 2 of.
So we can see Chris Eddy is bringing
first
in
round of the
some needles and 2 of those surgical extractions. However, he's taking out innocent blood.
The needles are interesting because I actually make the harmonic sliver board relevant.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, they don't because you got the Sidraxis out.
So we are seeing the abrupt decays come in from Dylan.
Yeah.
I
mean,
as well as I think a Fairy Macabre.
Just in case. Dylan's not necessarily familiar with Chris's list. So if he's thinking that Chris could be on a loan plan, if he could be on a...
Well, that game went pretty long and we didn't see any Bayous or Verdant Catacombs from Chris. So
yeah.
I don't know, but perhaps he's just considering that Nether Spirit might be the only real way he has to win. So we're coming back here after sideboarding. We're into game 2. We've got Chris Eddy on Pox and Dylan running Alarin.
Now Dylan's on the play. If he can lead with a turn 1 Deathrite Shaman into a Cabal Therapy on turn 2 naming Smallpox, I think that's pretty strong. Dylan's just having a potty break, but we'll be back to you in a second. So, Lockie, you had your match earlier today.
I did. I didn't play. I don't think to the best of my ability. I did hear that you're giving me a pretty rough time.
Oh, I wasn't happy. I was very angry.
I think. Yeah, those quad fire blasts in game 1.
Look, I think worst case scenario, when you had the potential to go for the win, you should have just expected that he'd have a way to counter the flame rift, and you should have fire blasted the Cleek and just at least stalled out the game. You know.
Yeah, maybe. I think
you didn't. You weren't aggressive enough.
Yeah, I did consider fire blasting the Cleek, but I just didn't want to sack 2 mountains and have it get countered and sacrificing that tempo and that advantage.
Well, we're going back to the game now. Dylan's apparently black is the the fastest
peer in the West. He's back to go. So now we're on to game 2. I think if Dylan can just get that early acceleration and land a turn 3 Alarin, hopefully.
Just needs to force through a Cabal Therapy backup.
Definitely.
That's it.
And
I mean, Cabal Therapy is brutal here.
What do you think about Chris taking out those Innocent Bloods?
Incorrect. Because you want to stop the death ride.
You want to. Well, he didn't necessarily. Did Dylan play a Death Ride Shaman that game?
Yeah, he did. I think he did. Yeah. Maybe Chris is thinking, I've got Pithing Needles into name Death Ride Shaman.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely. One route you can take.
The thing you've got to remember as a Pox player, though, there's always a real risk that they'll come back at you with creatures, and this is a deck that can certainly do that, and it generates a lot of advantage.
And whenever your creatures cantrip, and some of them even fly, like Raven's Familiar.
Yeah. I mean, I've killed people before with Parasitic Strix beats. It's pretty brutal. Yeah. Like, manually comboing out with Kevin Harpy and Parasitic Strix. Yeah. So, bash you, bounce it, recast it, drain you for 2. Does he have the lead with the Death Rite?
No, he's got the Therapy. Okay, so what are we going to name with Therapy?
It's going to be Smallpox again. It's too early. You don't want the turn 1 Therapy. Oh, far out.
Oh, wow. So I think we did see a Smallpox being named here.
So we got a potential Inquisition Surgical and Recruiter, which is pretty nasty.
So bad. And a double Curse Scroll, like... And the Sinkhole. Like, this is a pretty good hand for Chris here.
Yeah.
I think...
Dylan's losing his Recruiters. This is really bad.
Oh, dear. Double Recruiter.
Oh dear. What a weak keep. What a weak keep. Because you can't even really follow up the Therapy, because if you cast a Dreamstalker, you're bouncing a land and putting yourself one.
That's definitely.
I think modern's the format you'll see.
What do you think of?
It could be good in modern Tezzeret, actually. That'd be good. Who makes modern Tezzeret a list? You know, I've got the set of foil Tezzerets I've been gagging to play.
Yeah, definitely. We've got the engineered plague here.
Not an engineered plague.
Just having the Robins.
Not sure what the plague's naming. What do you think the plague's naming?
Gee, I don't know. I'm gonna go with
goat.
No, snake. I'm gonna go with snake.
Well, it gets the coiling oracles. Yeah. That's dangerous.
Elf.
What creature type is coiling oracle?
Snake elf druid.
Snake elf druid and Dreamstalker.
Dreamstalker.
Your ex-girlfriend, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's an illusion. But that's pretty funny to. Yeah, we're just seeing Dylan be beaten to death slowly and painfully here.
Maybe my opponent will misplay, thinks Dylan.
Yeah.
I don't think your opponent can misplay. I don't think it's possible.
I better crack my fetch with that Herb Organ play, you know. I've got to get that.
What's coming?
Have we got the harmonic sliver? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. Or the Pontiff doesn't do much here, but it must be the harmonic sliver.
And we get rid of that engineered plague, right?
Yeah, and then win next turn, yeah?
Yeah.
Whoa!
There we go. Harmonic sliver. I think it definitely the 2-1 for 3 that disenchants in M15 is going to be an exciting card for this deck to gain.
Oh, what? I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's 2 and a green elf shaman.
It's an elf too.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
thanks.
a 2-1 that disenchants when it comes up play.
My dreams are coming
at
once.
I know.
I'm so happy.
We've as I was talking to Jacob earlier, we've been waiting for that card for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's an elf too. I mean, it's nice for elves, legacy elves, to get a little bit as well. I mean, the deck is cool, but it's not well positioned.
Not that it's really important, but I don't like not pumping with that Mistress Factory. But I don't think it makes too much damage. I think
Chris is just trying to put Dylan out of his misery.
No, man, look at them all. Look, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got Cavern Harpy
bouncing itself.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
All right. So now we are with Chris into the finals
against either Counterbalance or Bant.
Yeah, and I like him against both of those.
Yep. It's interesting, actually. Probably Counterbalance is the better matchup. Bant's got more ways to attack his lands, particularly his factories.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Lewis about the matchup earlier, and he said the ways he was winning was fetch into crack a green fetch end of turn, get Dryad Arbor, untap play, double, triple Noble Hierarch, and just...
Yeah, Dryad Arbor's surprisingly good in that deck. I saw this awesome play where Lewis did a turn 1 GSC into Dryad Arbor, untap played the Waste, so Morgan was on 0 land, and then played a Stoneforge.
Yeah.
Wow. So
back in the closet with Shane and Lachlan.
Yeah, Canberra Legacy League top 8 at Good Games Canberra.
Yep.
That was we just watched Pox decimate.
We just watched a paddling.
Game 1, unfortunately, Alarin lost because of the misplay. The Pox player had a Nether Void that was coming down next turn. The Alarin player was on an Imperial Recruiter with the Cabal Therapy in the bin. Didn't realise he could cast the Recruiter, get a Recruiter in hand, and then therapy out the Nether Void. So basically, not lose anything and get the bad thing. But he just let the Nether Void resolve and get.
Earlier, discarding the Dreamstalker to the Liliana instead of the Cavern Harpy,
and being forced to have to choose between, letting a Liliana or the Vow resolve or forcing it pitching Cavern Harpy.
Yeah,
so 2 big misplays there.
Yeah, it was just bad times all around.
I mean, I don't think he realised that he had the ability to discard the Cavern Harpy and fetch it back with an Eternal Witness. We're just pulling Dylan, the Alarin player, into the box now. Lockie, if you could just take care of my cards.
Yep.
Thanks, bro. Cool. Yours and Dylan's.
Yep.
We're just getting in Dylan Kikawa.
Hey, pronounce it right.
So that was a paddling.
Well, yeah.
So let's just challenge you here.
Yep.
What were the 2 major misplays you made in game 1?
The 2 major misplays I made in game 1, I spotted this almost instantaneously, was discarding the Dreamstalker instead of the Cavern Harpy, because that way I have the force back up to counter the Nether Void.
And because you can witness back
because I can witness back the Harpy. The other one was after I discarded the Dreamstalker, what I should have done was play the Death Ride I drew off the top and flashback Cabal Therapy to name the Nether Void.
No, it shouldn't have even got to that point.
No, probably shouldn't have. What was
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because you could have cast your recruiter, got a recruiter with the recruiter, and then therapied with that recruiter to get the Nether Void. You would have been down nothing, and he would have been down a Nether Void.
I disagree, because there is no red sources in that deck.
Oh, no red sources in
There
this
are no
list.
red sources in this list, which is a bit bizarre.
Oh, unfortunately for you, I suppose I'm running a more current version. This is an older version of my list.
Yeah.
The reason, obviously, you can appreciate why it's so high on basics.
I can,
avoid
because
wasteland
yeah.
effects. Yeah, we ended up dropping, I think, an island for a Taiga.
Yeah.
It's a very hard list to balance, I found, because you can add another Verdant as well, which is an option. You can add another C, which is an option, and each additional non-basic you add,
it just makes you more vulnerable to wastelands.
So how did you find the deck? I mean, you played it a bit over the rounds.
I played it 1 week of the rounds. It was a lot of fun, and I quite like the deck. It's just stupid, and it's really funny.
Yeah, you had a funny game against Daffy.
Yeah, to win that game, the first game, he needed to not draw a land, he needed to not realise he had me dead on board, and he needed to not realise his mum was a mum, and then he had to realise he could flash in the Revoker. And he just packed it up, and it was really funny.
Yeah, so that was lucky. On numerous counts, you bluffed him into giving up.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. I mean, the problem is, I guess, with this build is it doesn't have many ways to deal with Pox. It's not exactly a deck you think about boarding for when you come into a Legacy event anyway.
I feel like I could have won game 1. I probably would have won game 1 if I didn't misplay. But
yeah, you were in a great position in game 1 because essentially you got rid of his land destruction effects really early, which meant you could develop your mana base and attack him. But you needed to get that recruiter play, and then game 2, I think you kept a weak hand. You should have expected to discard into surgical.
I didn't expect surgical, which was probably a very big mistake. I did expect an Inquisition or something, but I figured land destruction was probably the most relevant thing.
Yeah, personally, I think your ideal play there would have just been a turn 1 Death Ride with either a therapy or a force backup, because you're on the play. You got to turn to wait before your therapy.
Yeah.
What did you name, by the way, with that therapy you led with?
That was smallpox, because I forgot about sinkhole, but
fair enough. I mean,
lands are really important.
Yeah. Look, anyway, we're going into the next round of the semis. That was Dylan.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Best of luck. I believe that places you in the top 4, though. You definitely get something.
I get a fair bit.
A fair bit?
So it's enough.
He gets enough.
I get enough.
He's a man who's easily satisfied. So I've got Jacob coming back to join me in the commentary box now, and we'll